You are now tuning in to the Hemp Honors Daily RoundUp, where we discuss everything hemp under the sun, all rolled into fun. Sponsored by the Hemp Honors online publication. For the most up-to-date articles and videos from the hemp industry, go to thehemphonors.com. If you're under 18, do me a favor, click the X. This ain't for you. Now on to the show. It's Hemp Honors. Hemp Honors, baby. Let's get to the news. Let's get to the news. Let's get to the news. You can't lose with Hemp Honors News. Let's get to the news. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the Hemp Honors Daily RoundUp with your host, Dante Smith, where we discuss everything hemp under the sun, all rolled into fun. And with that being said, let's get right to it. On today's top news, more than half of cannabis users with Parkinson's disease report clinical benefits. The Journal of Parkinson's Disease reported a survey in Germany which found over 8% of patients with Parkinson's disease are using cannabis products, and more than half experience beneficial clinical effects. With medicinal cannabis now legalized in many parts of the world, there is a growing interest in its use to alleviate symptoms of many illnesses, including Parkinson's disease. According to results of a survey of PD patients in Germany, over 8% of patients with PD reported using cannabis products, and more than half of those users, 54%, reported a beneficial clinical effect. Cannabis products containing THC, which is the main psychoactive compound of cannabis, can be prescribed in Germany when previous therapies are unsuccessful or not tolerated. In that same survey, 51% of respondents were aware of the legality of medicinal cannabis, and 28% being aware of the various routes of administration, inhaling versus oral administration. But only 9% were aware of the difference between THC and CBD. That's a huge learning gap that definitely needs to be filled. It is important to emphasize that more research is needed before cannabis can be prescribed as a treatment, and that guidelines currently recommend against the use of cannabis, even as self-medication. The first human study focusing on cannabis for PTSD treatment has been approved. Brian Buckley, CEO of Battle Brothers and the Battle Brothers Foundation, has received approval to launch an observational study on the use of medical cannabis to help combat PTSD in veterans. In concert with Neomedic, an Israeli-American medical data and research company, the study will determine if cannabis treatment will be beneficial in reducing symptoms in patients with treatment-resistant PTSD. The two groups received approval to proceed with the study from National Independent Review Board, which is the independent committee that reviews the methods proposed for research to ensure that they are ethical. The study will enroll 60 California veterans with moderate or severe PTSD over the next year. Participants will be limited to using legally available cannabis products in California's market and will also be monitored for any adverse effects due to the use of cannabis. The study hypothesis is that cannabis treatment will be beneficial in reducing the PTSD symptoms in patients with treatment-resistant PTSD, says Brian Buckley, the founder and the president for the board of Battle Brothers Foundation. Now, the Battle Brothers Foundation is a nonprofit arm of Hellman Valley Growers Company, a cannabis company founded by disabled United States Special Operations veterans that donates 100% of its profits to fund research on the medical use of cannabis for veterans. Are all drugs really legal in Washington state? For now, it sounds like the answer is yes. On February 26, 2021, Bruce Barcott said for now, his answer is yes. No more unjust arrests for simply possessing a controlled substance. The state Supreme Court has struck down Washington's felony drug possession law. Police are no longer arresting people for simple drug possession in Washington state. In the ruling, a majority of justices concluded the law exceeds the state's police power and is unconstitutional. Now, we do need to mention the court's ruling applies only to simple possession, not sales, distribution, criminal conspiracy, or any other myriad of activities that can get a person into trouble with the law when it comes to non-legal drugs. If a cop finds you selling drugs, you will be arrested and prosecuted. The court's ruling has sent paper flying, where states' legislators are scrambling to figure out how to respond to people incarcerated for simple drug possession currently, and will they be let free based on this new ruling. It's unclear whether legislators can or will create a legal patch over the part of the original law that justices found unconstitutional, or whether they'll rewrite the law entirely. Let the ruling stand and allow the law to dissolve, or take this opportunity to rethink criminal drug possession laws altogether. It should be noted, those who are freed or have their cases dropped because of yesterday's state Supreme Court ruling can't be rearrested or reincarcerated for their past offense if a new law is adopted. And we'll be right back, and here's a word from our sponsor. Chill Extreme Delta 8 Gummies. With Chill Extreme Delta 8 Gummies, the party is about to go down. Thanks to Chill Extreme Delta 8 Gummies, grab the lampshade, close the windows, and turn up the music, because Chill Extreme High Dose Delta 8 Gummies are sure to get the party started. You'll experience an extreme buzz that will bring the house down thanks to this all-new world-class cannabinoid with a psychotropic high that's completely legal. Chill Extreme has isolated and extracted the Delta 8 THC, creating a Delta 8 gummy so extreme they shouldn't even be legal, but they are. Feel the buzz of a legal high as Chill Extreme Delta 8 Gummies offer an extreme but enjoyable psychotropic high not unlike its big cousin Delta 9. Get your Chill Extreme Delta 8 Gummies today and experience the buzz before the authorities try to kill it. For your bottle of Chill Extreme Delta 8 Gummies, click the link in the description and use the promo code HONOR for 65% off. Sponsored by the Hemp Honors online publication. For the most up-to-date articles and videos from the hemp industry, go to thehemphonors.com. And we're back with the Hemp Honors Daily RoundUp with your host, Dante Smith. On Monday afternoon, the California Bureau of Cannabis Control sent email notices to 300-plus marijuana licensees saying their permits had been revoked because of the failure to update their annual license applications with further requested information. Now, California's top cannabis regulatory agency sent shockwaves to the state's marijuana industry on Monday and Tuesday after it inexplicably revoked the licenses of more than 300 businesses. By Tuesday afternoon, the revocations appeared to have been reversed, but not before this apparent snafu had created some definite heart palpitations for plenty of the industry executives. Vince Ning, CEO of Oakland-based Cannabis, a licensed distributor, said, "I canceled all my meetings in the afternoon yesterday just to solve this problem." Now, it was unclear exactly what happened, but the notices affected retailers, delivery services, distributors, and micro businesses, all companies overseen by the BCC. Acquisition of the week. 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 And this week's acquisition, Indus acquires fellow California cannabis firm Lowell Herb Company for $39 million. Indus Holdings has acquired another well-known California marijuana brand, Lowell Herb Company, in a cash and stock deal worth $39 million. Terms of the acquisition include $4.1 million in cash, along with 22.6 million shares of Indus, which trades on the Canadian Securities Exchange. Los Angeles-based Lowell Herb Company will change its name to Lowell Farms, according to the news release. Lowell specializes in a standard marijuana goods, including flower, pre-rolls, concentrates, and vape products. George Allen, board of chair Salinas-based Indus, said in a release, "The cannabis industry is awash in brands competing for our attention, but Lowell has risen to the top." Lowell's addition to the Indus portfolio gives the parent company an even broader reach into the competitive California market. And that is your acquisition of the week. Acquisition of the week. Acquisition of the week. Recreational cannabis bill heads to New Mexico House floor. The state of New Mexico just passed a recreational cannabis bill through committee and House, and the next step is the House floor debate. House Bill 12, which is sponsored by Javier Martinez and Andrea Romero, both Democrats, passed through the House Taxation and Revenue Committee at an 8-4 margin. Martinez emphasizes that the key important issues this bill takes care of are protecting the state's medical program, focusing on equity for the future industry, and establishing the ground rules for a new industry. Martinez said, "This new industry, and I think people will make decisions based on their income and based on their priorities. This bill will get debated, and if it survives the floor, it will move through the Senate. If the bill is able to clear both those hurdles, Governor Lujan Grisham is expected to sign it, as she has been an advocate for the past several times for legal cannabis." Tennessee senators approved medical marijuana bill in committee. A bill to legalize medical marijuana in the state of Tennessee has cleared Senate committee on Wednesday. Legalization, sponsored by Senator Janice Bowling, Republican, was approved by the Senate Government Operations Committee in a 6-2 vote and has now been advanced to the Judiciary Committee for consideration. The legislation would allow patients with qualifying conditions to possess and purchase cannabis from licensed dispensaries. However, marijuana products couldn't be for smoking or vaping, nor could they be infused into food items. You're asking probably what's left. A medical cannabis commission would be established to issue license and set out regulations for the program. Senator Janice Bowling said, "We should not be making criminals out of people who need help with their health treatment." The Drug Enforcement Administration says the federal legalization of hemp is creating law enforcement complications, claiming the policy is giving cover to criminal organizations that traffic and steal illegal marijuana. The DEA said the 2018 Farm Bill legalizing hemp production at the federal level has further challenged law enforcement, particularly in states that legalize marijuana. According to law enforcement officials, traffickers have been using their state-issued hemp documentation as a cover for large-scale marijuana grows and marijuana loads transported across state lines. Overall, the DEA marijuana seizures have been declining since 2015, when 886,200 kilograms were seized. Whatever the future may hold, the confusion of the Farm Bill continues to be a headache for law enforcement. And that's going to be it for us here today at the Hemp Honors Daily Roundup with your host, Dante Smith, where we discuss everything hemp under the sun, all rolled into fun. Join us again for another episode of the Daily Roundup as we discuss all of the top news from across the hemp and cannabis industries. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media platforms under the handle Hemp Honors. Join us 3 days a week on iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts as we discuss the cannabis top news in a quick 10. As usual, hemp, life, love. Make sure you're enjoying all of them. Sponsored by the Hemp Honors online publication. For the most up-to-date articles and videos from the hemp industry, go to thehemphonors.com. Jungle Blunt's Premium Blunt Cones. Jungle Blunt's all-natural, slow-burning premium blunt cones creates an experience all its own. With a light flavor and gentle aroma, Jungle Blunts are sure to be in constant rotation. With 7 different leaves to choose from or an option of a variety pack, you are sure to experience one of the most exotic blunts you have ever smoked. So get some exotic, grab some Jungle Blunts, and spark it up as the Jungle Blunts takes you to new heights. Every order you place creates a job for artisan rollers and bamboo craftsmen in the Philippines. So be the person responsible for changing others' lives. To get your Jungle Blunts Premium Blunt Cones, click the link in the description.